I'd like to call this meeting of the Chattanooga Beer Board to order. All meeting attendees should sign in at the designated sign-in sheet if you haven't done so. Be sure and turn or silence all of your electronic devices also as not to disrupt the meeting. And individuals wishing to address the board must come to the podium and please state your name before making comments. First item on our agenda is approval of the minutes for April 3rd. Are there any additions or corrections? Is there a motion to approve the minutes of April 3rd?
Motion that we approve the minutes from April 3rd, 2025.
All right, all in favor of approving the minutes signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? None noted. Okay, and we're going to swear in the witnesses at this time. Lori, I don't know, if you'll swear everybody in, please, ma'am.
Do each of you solemnly, anybody that's going to be speaking today needs to be sworn. Do each of you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're giving today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. All right, thank you. Okay, next item is beer applications approved by Regulatory and Creative Discovery Museum, TE-79, El Solicito Cafe, Beer-1317, Me Mayor Cardito, Beer 1328, the Trough Sports Bar, Beer 1329. And then the Trough Sports Bar also for Brown Bag, BB-9. And Zip Star Retail doing business as Mr. Zip, Beer 1331. Okay, anything else to add to that, Bertha? Anything else to add to that? Okay. All right, there are no temporary beer permits. There are no new beer applications. All right, so we come to the violations section of our meeting. Now we have, let's make sure I've got this right, yep. Well, Bertha, I guess what you'll do is you'll just read, gosh, kind of ridiculous, but, okay. Do we need to read this into the record? The beer violation here, because this has already been, so this is a affirmation or not of that.
Or I'd say read it into the record, just so it's clear.
So it's clear.
Yes,
Okay.
what you're voting on.
Bertha, if you would then read the caption on that one, please, ma'am.
Okay. Representing Lakeshore Grill, LLC, doing business as Lakeshore Grill, Richard Robert Barclift, Brooke Elaine Barclift, Robert Eugene Barclift, Margaret Ann Barclift, located at 5600 Lakeshore Terrace, number 300. Reference violation of Section 5188A 13, grounds for revocation or suspension of permit, District 3. The Beer Board shall have the power to revoke or suspend and shall be charged with the duty of revoking or suspending any permits issued by it upon notice to the permittee and a hearing thereon for any violation of any provisions of this article or any other ordinance, state law, or regulation of federal law or regulation governing the operation of such establishment, or when the permittee, 13, consumes or permits any employee to consume any alcoholic beverages while on the premises or to be intoxicated while on the premises. And Section 582.17, grounds for revocation or suspension of permit. 17, the Beer Board may also, in its discretion, suspend, revoke, or impose a civil penalty for due cause not specified herein. The allowed provision herein stated was violated on February 10th, 2025, per CPD number 25011592. Previous violations, none.
Thank you. Now, this one was heard by Trevor Ashley on the 7th day of April 2025, and the Beer Board hearing officer's recommendation was a letter of reprimand be placed in the file of the Lakeshore Marina Grill. So now it is our responsibility to either affirm that decision or not to affirm it. Am I using the correct terminology there? Is it affirm the?
That's fine.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay, I thought so.
Or sustain. not
Sustain, thank you, that's the word I was looking for, to sustain it. So is there any discussion about this? If not, is there a motion to either sustain or not sustain the judgment of the Beer Board hearing officer?
I make a motion to sustain.
Okay. All right, there's a motion to sustain and a second. All right, we'll call the roll then. Christie?
Yes.
Veronica?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Reginald?
Yes.
Betsy?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is sustained. Thank you. Okay. Now, we currently, our next item, there are no previous violations. There is a current violation, but now this one has not been before the hearing officer yet, has it? Bertha? It hadn't been before the hearing officer yet, has it? The next one,
I believe this one has,
oh, it has? Okay, let me see here.
because this was about reporting the disorder.
Right, okay, got it.
I believe it has.
So do we have, what was the,
Wrong violation is on our notes here. This one has already been heard.
The one that we have here has not been heard.
Yes, it hasn't been heard, no.
okay, now I'm confused. So the one right now is, 3-6. Okay, so this is a new violation. All right, here we go.
This is for Trevor today, is
It
it not?
should be violation number 549, operating without a beer permit. Do you all have that EOF in front of you?
Yes, we do.
That's
Got
the
it.
one you're
That's the
acting
one.
on.
Okay, now, this should go before the hearing officer.
No, what about this one, telephone and reports of disorders?
That was
We've
heard.
already,
Heard that?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, we've already heard that one.
we voted on it, yeah.
Yeah, we voted on
Yes.
that. So now the process now is they should be here for the hearing officer today, for this
For that,
hearing. All right, and the hearing officer's not here yet. Do we know if Trevor's coming today? He might be running a little late. Okay. Yes.
He's over in depositions. I can step next door. He and Catherine are
All right,
in
if-
the same
all right, let's-
depositions. We can.
We'll
let me
put things
step
on
next
hold here
door.
just for a minute.
To adjourn the meeting before Trevor gets up
We
here.
will.
We will, let's find out. Yeah, so we can let them know what's going on. Thank you.
I guess I should have questioned that to see if we could get a copy of the letter to see what they put in there for the time. No, they gave them for,
She always put them on there, I think on the last one, but that was the one he
Letter of
dismissed from.
what did that letter state? How long is it? What is it about? Just I'd like to have a copy of that. I wonder. Who's next door?
Catherine.
How long did the letter stay on file? I know that, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days.
Some
Who
days.
after?
It gets forever.
She's going to.
The letter will always be there.
Zach Ennis and Catherine.
That should be on the email or something like that, should it?
Yeah, so think about it.
Right.
Let's say in 2
Yeah,
years.
Zach,
another
right.
violation, Previous violation, it would still be on file.
You get rid of Zach's.
Yeah, we got a lot of
No, we've
facts.
got too many Zachs.
I think 10 years is about.
I'd like to know what that term was. So,
Why don't you bring it up in the discussion? Yeah.
It wasn't the discussion, that just.
No, at the end. You know how we always have discussion before we adjourn? Say that. At least we can get on record so Brooke knows too.
He said, yeah. He said, they didn't get a permit. It's not true because churches, you don't have to be 300 feet away. So they don't know what they're talking about. They got a project. They said, since they can get a permit, they was mad, so they wanted to let us know, let them know that the people next door didn't have no permit, which was us. We was the only one next door. They probably didn't even try it. I said, sir, they didn't even yeah, this is wrong. This is correct. Anyway, he said, well, since I'm here, I'm gonna check everybody. Next door is empty. He gonna have to check his wife had her permit. Next building, the cleanup man was at that end. They had a permit at 3 or 4 years.
Hey, Dan. So, if we can't hear a code violation because Trevor has to do that work, it shouldn't be in.
I agree.
And I just
agree. It's a little confusing. Yeah.
you know I want people to talk about this.
Almost we need to set up another line item for hearing office and then list everything that's underneath.
Yeah, and it should come after we adjourn the meeting. Yeah.
Yeah.
See this. So many people have been done like, that's why I'm asking. I can't. Because he had a relationship with one and they was margaritas. You know, have a look at it. And then they just ABC, he had it. Was just, he wasn't selling it, he was getting it.
Yeah, maybe after adjournment, then we would have a line item for hearing officer and then list what he's going to hear
Yeah.
underneath him.
They said somebody called.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's wrong.
You don't even hear.
That's the old one. That needs to be corrected.
That's the old one.
This is the new one.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got it. So that old one shouldn't even be on there.
Correct. It shouldn't be on there.
Got it. Yeah, that's the one we did at the last meeting.
Yeah, that's the one we dismissed.
All right. Any luck, is it coming?
We were not able to reach him with her and see if he's out till Monday.
Out till
So
Monday,
there was-
okay.
yes,
All
so
right,
it
very
was
good.
not-
All right.
It was next billboard, and if that's not good for him, we'll send out a notice of another day.
Okay, all right. All right, so what we're gonna do is, first of all, apologize that y'all are here this morning. Okay, the hearing officer is not gonna be here today. So what we're gonna do is this will be passed to the next meeting in 2 weeks. And, then you'll be notified that it is, in fact, that is when the meeting is gonna be. So it's, sorry, there's miscommunication whether the hearing officer was gonna be here today or not.
That should
So
be, I'm sorry, I was going to say that should be on May 1.
May
Said May 1
1,
or May 2?
Double check my eyes, I thought it was May 1.
May 1, it's May 1.
Yeah.
That's May Day. No, I won't be doing good.
May Day.
Yeah, I won't be here.
No?
No, it's May Day. May Day. May Day, May Day. Everything happens.
public comment and then adjournment.
Yep. Yep. Okay, let's make sure. When do we figure out what's the next date?
May 1st.
May first.
May 1st, okay.
Sir, I hate to say this, I don't ever see you.
Okay, so is there I don't think any action do we need to take any action by our board today on this issue? Because we're not hearing it. It's,
Yeah, the officer's not
right,
here.
the officer's not here, so, all right, May 1st is when we would anticipate the meeting, the hearing for y'all. It will be at the end of the regular beer board meeting on May 1st, and then the hearing officer starts his meeting right after that. So this will be moved to, May 1st. There's no reason to, vote on that, I don't think.
No.
Just administrative thing?
Right.
Okay. All right, again, I apologize, gentlemen. I'm sorry for the miscommunication on this. Okay.
Any discussion?
All right, any discussion? Let's bring this up. I think let's talk about it. So maybe what we might want to do on our, agenda, Bertha, is when we have ones to come up for administrative hearing officers, instead of putting it under current violation, I think what we should do, and this is discussion for the board, not just what I'm thinking, okay? I think what we should do is we adjourn our meeting, we go through, and then on the agenda, we have hearing officer, I forgot what.
Trevor.
What would you call it, a hearing? Yeah, hearing officer, and then list the violation there. There's no reason for us to read it into our record at this point because the hearing officer has not acted on it. All right, does that make sense? Am I making sense? Y'all see what I'm saying? We'll see it, we will see it, but it will not be, it will be,
Differentiate the two, the ones we've heard and ones that we need to hear.
right, that's
You'll need
correct.
2 agendas, are you saying? 2 separate agendas?
No, we were just thinking, so we can't do anything until
I
after.
can't.
Sorry, I'm behind this screen. So we were just thinking, because we have to adjourn our meeting first, and then Trevor has to hear the current violation, that it would just, instead of being part of our agenda, it would just be a bullet point after our adjournment.
Okay. Okay,
See, that
So
makes,
just a rearrangement is all we're asking.
yeah, it's on that, it's like that now, it's because Catherine wanted it like that, but
Okay.
Right.
go ahead, you're saying you need a bullet point after adjournment?
that's
Okay.
what I would like for us to do. And, you know, you could just have it as the hearing officer agenda.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? I guess you could just go ahead and and that way we would see it, but we would know that we don't take any action on it today. Does that make sense to everybody? Does that sound, let's try it. You know, we're still learning here on this process, so let's try that and see. Because it is a little bit, not confusing, but it's, you know, they were here, the hearing officer's not here. It's,
Yeah.
I just,
I have a question too. When it comes to the violations and the hearing officer makes his recommendation and then we have to come back and make our recommendation, is there any kind of way that we can prevent these people from coming back down here twice?
that's what's bothering me about the whole thing right now. There's no reason, there would have been no reason for them to be here today unless we knew for sure that the hearing officer was going to be here. So we've got to have a better coordination between when the hearing officer is available. You know, maybe, I don't know, this is something that the department will have to.
Christy, if I'm hearing you correct, are you saying because they have to come when Trevor is here, for that's the violation, they have to come down then, and then they have to come back when we vote on it? So that really is 2 times that they have to come.
Right.
Is there any way we can fix that? Because if I was a business owner, I wouldn't want to have to keep coming back down here.
Yeah.
for the same thing, just to hear what you all are gonna do.
I'm with you, because it's, they're here today, and so we've
Well, no.
wasted all morning for them, okay, basically.
What if the hearing officer came the second meeting of the month, every month? And just have it instead of, because we do it twice a month.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think the issue here is, and please, somebody legally correct me if I'm stating this wrong, we have to adjourn our meeting, and then the hearing officer has to hear it.
That's correct.
So would it be better, does the hearing officer need to go first, and then we begin our meeting so that we can vote on the recommendation, so that it can happen in one meeting on the same day?
Ooh,
That's a good idea. I did not hear it. Repeat it.
So if before the beer board meeting, if the hearing officer goes first,
he goes first.
the hearing officer hears the current violation, makes a recommendation, and then the beer board starts our meeting, and then we can vote on the recommendation on the same day.
And then,
agree with that.
if we're here at 9 o'clock, we are sitting through the hearing officer, listening to what the facts of the case.
Now, I don't know if there's a required time frame in
Well,
between.
I was gonna say, I think that's supposed to be on the agenda though, for the next meeting. I mean,
I don't agree with that, because we would, sometimes the hearings, like the last one with the dream, can take up to an hour, and we would
Yeah.
just have to sit here.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not
Because we're
making that
not
I'm
required to
just,
be at the hearings.
Right.
No, we're not required to
It's
be
just
there.
recommended,
Yeah,
you know.
it's just recommended. Yeah, it could take, well, if we hear something, sometimes it takes an hour, before in the old way of doing it. So, I think we need to coordinate better with, they don't have to come for our hearing. There's nothing that requires them to be here for us to either sustain or not sustain.
But they need to know when if they're being suspended, when their suspension starts. So
Right.
how are we
Right.
letting them know that if they're not here?
And I think they also have an opportunity to address you
To address
all
the board.
before you make your decision.
but we're supposed to give them an order when we give them the days on there. They're supposed to get an order. This
Yeah.
is your days to be off or whatever,
Yeah, they do.
whatever the
They
amount of
do
money
get an
is, okay?
order, Yeah.
They do, okay. So, maybe we just stick to putting it at the end of our agenda like anything that I don't know.
I think that's something that needs to be discussed.
I
I don't
agree.
know if it's something
Yeah.
that is something that
Maybe-
we all
or
need to
something
sit down
more
together
along
and
the
come
lines
up with
of-
something.
Right, because this involves Bertha on the administrative side, and then legal scheduling on their side, and then independent administrative, hearing officer scheduling. So we gotta get a little better, track record on this. Okay, good points. I agree. Okay.
Thank you, Doc.
Any public comments this morning?
I still have a question, a discussion. When a company does get a violation, like the no 3-day, 5-day, no beer selling, how is it monitored? Do we just assume they're following the rules, or?
We do, it is on the honor system, but I would assume also that,
For now, it's on the honor system. With the change of our administration, we have to I have to set up with 3 different people just to even go out and do bar checks and stuff, until they've finally posted a position for an actual sergeant. Our sergeant right now is over a traffic division, so he's in and out.
right,
It's very hard for him to keep track. I have to report to him, I have to report to the DUI, midnight sergeant, and I have to report to the lieutenant. 3 people, and they all go, I know about it, I don't. It's a pain right now. They have posted for a new position for sergeant. Hopefully, I don't know if Ms. Bertha knows, I think maybe the next couple weeks we're gonna interview, maybe. But right now, there's so many different people we have to go through, it's just a pain.
But does when we say they're gonna be, supposed to be shut down these days, does that go to the guys on out in the area patrolling.
Patrol officers.
Yeah,
Patrol officers.
so
Hey.
we'll send it out to patrol, but sometimes that's like talking to the wall. Some of the better ones will check and they'll get back with us. But a lot of times they go, oh, yeah, that's an email, yeah, whatever, delete, you know, so it's, yeah, I mean, do what? Oh, yeah. I'm fine with it. I got 28 years, I don't care. It's just a pain right now.
So we're still working through the logistics of how all this works is ultimately what we're trying to say.
So some of the better ones, I will say the ones downtown, there's a particular sergeant that is on top of everything, and he'll let us know real quick. He'll even call you at 2 o'clock in the morning and go, hey.
I thought they were supposed to be closed, right?
Yeah.
That's a great question, though.
So before the administrative change, have there ever been a way? Have anybody
We-
ever
we-
monitored have
So
anybody ever
Lieutenant Wood
monitored
and
the
I
violations?
have gone out before and checked stuff.
Yeah.
It's just not something we can do every time.
So
You know,
again,
and we pass that along to the supervisors and lieutenants and stuff, so sometimes we hear back, sometimes we don't.
so, again, the main question, I guess I'm gonna accept that there is no monitoring at all. If you tell somebody you can't sell beer Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, nobody monitors, so they can sell beer if they want to, because there's no way of monitoring. Nobody knows if they're not selling beer, or we don't know, or,
Right.
okay.
But doesn't that
So
come
why
in effect?
why are we giving them a penalty if nobody's enforcing it?
I think the honor system is nice, but
No, it's
once
not.
it does get slapped and they do find out that someone is violating, then shouldn't it be double penalty or whatever? However, it's just
But
discussion
they
or
would probably be cited again.
it just be
And
cited
bring- brought
again
back
and then
here.
right back. Right.
So you have a list of people that has their violations, and you send it out to, you're saying you send it out to the different patrol officers in those districts?
Yes. Yeah, so we'll send it out, the CPD sworn. Send it out for the, hey, this bar has been not allowed to be open and sell beer or whatever the circumstance is.
Very honestly, if somebody violates that order,
License should be suspended.
that's correct. That's my thinking.
But very honestly, we wouldn't know.
I know
Okay.
it till we figure this out.
There's one of me and there's a whole lot of bars.
Right, right. So that's a great question. Thank you for bringing it up. It's a good point. All right. Any further discussion? Any public comment?
I have a discussion on the letter with the park claim. How long does that stay on file?
Forever. It's in their file.
It is?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
it's in the file. That's correct. Once it's in there, it's, you know, if they have a violation
10 years down the road.
10 years down the road, that's gonna be, it's gonna be, Bertha goes in there and it'll be on our thing that they had a letter of reprimand in 2025. All right. All right. Is there a motion to adjourn? All right, all in favor of adjournment, signify by saying aye. Aye. All right, very good. All right, so this one.
Violation state.